Wagwan people, Wagwan tea sippers, Wagwan regenerals. How are you all doing today? I hope you're feeling irie. I hope you're feeling good. I hope you're looking good. And I hope you're feeling blessed today. Okay? So, we have today's podcast. And in today's podcast, we have the proverb that popped out from the cards today when I had a quick shuffle was, is, how water walk go in a pumpkin belly. How water walk go in a pumpkin belly. So we're gonna explore what that Jamaican proverb is all about. So before we begin, I hope you have a nice cup of tea, a latte, coffee, whatever you're feeling, maybe a couple of snacks, just to kind of get all nice and comfortable and settled, as we go through this podcast, which is all about love and light, energy, growth, spiritual life coaching, essentially, all wrapped up with some Jamaican infusion in the mix. So if you are new here and you are accessing this the first time, and you're watching this via YouTube, please click on that like and subscribe button. Okay, come and join the Love and Light family. And if you are listening to this on audio, okay, please like and subscribe where you are, and come pop over to at Wagwan Tara and Tea, okay, on the YouTube, and come and subscribe and come and be part of that family where we do, pick a card readings. We have the podcast, and we do a number of lots of things, okay? So come and join the family. Come and join the family. All right, so let's get into it, okay? So, how does water walk go in a pumpkin belly? So, this simply means, okay, it's about mystery, something that's unknown. How does the liquid find itself in the pumpkin, of the belly of the pumpkin? So it's something that, like a question that you may not have the answers to. We may not always understand how nature does its work, okay? So this is going back to telling us is about the mystery. We can't always explain everything, okay? And I've noted down the high priestess. The high priestess is, again, sometimes we don't, the high priestess of the tarot card represents that kind of mystery that we might not know something, we might not always have the answer or understand, or you might not know how a miracle comes into fruition, but maybe over time, you might just think, oh, it's a coincidence, or you just think, no, this is, the universe, this is maybe my guardian angels, this is maybe a message from my ancestors, my spirit guides, who wanted me to know what's going on to help me in a particular situation or circumstance, or to give me some guidance here and there, okay? So it's all about the mystery. Now we're approaching the new moon, okay? So the new moon in Capricorn. So when I think of the Capricorn energy, it's like it's a very much of like earthy doing energy, just getting to business, being very traditional, and I feel like with the things about mystery, we may not understand fully like how the universe works. We may not fully understand how like our manifestings work. We understand that thoughts and feelings come together, but we don't have a real understanding of when the manifestation may really come into fruition. So it's all about that mystery. But I feel like it's also, the message that I'm receiving is, just because something might appear mysterious or unknown, is to not give up. Not to give up believing, not giving up your dreams, not giving up whatever that you want to manifest, in your near future, not to give up. and not to give up hope, okay? So we've got the tarot cards here. I do tend to use this deck, which is the Rider-Waite-Smith deck. And one fun fact, if you want to know why we tend to use the Rider-Waite-Smith deck at Gwan Tarot Tea, is because of the Jamaican connection attached to it, which is from Pamela Coleman Smith. Okay, Pamela Coleman Smith has Jamaican roots, as well as she made a Jamaican folklore book based on like storytelling. So it's kind of the book that she made was called, I think it's called Anansi Stories. And Nancy in Jamaican culture and West African culture is all about a little spider. It would be like a story that would be told to children, and it would carry on from generation to generation. And it was all about life stories, understanding life lessons through this little spider that will go around doing some mischief or up to mischief. So we always big up Pamela Coleman Smith. And what better way to big her up by using her illustrations, which are seen in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck. We do use other decks, but as an honor and to big her up, you know, she's never forgotten here. we always go to the Rider-Waite-Smith deck. So just a little fact, as well as Wagwan. You know, Wagwan is like what's going on in Jamaican patois. It just simply means what's going on, what's happening. So we like to kind of, connect the decks as well with, the Jamaican connection to tarot. So yes, that's a little interesting fact there. But we're gonna get into it now. We're gonna get into it. Yes. So, the more you'll get to know me, and, you'll get to know I'm quite quirky. And, let's get into it. Come on. Okay, so let's see what cards comes out. What do we need to know about? How does water go in a pumpkin belly? Why is there liquid? What is the mystery? What can this tell us? Or the high priestess, did that feel like something went to come out? Can we, what message can you tell us on today's podcast? What can you tell us? Ooh, the Knight of Swords in reverse. Okay, the Knight of Swords in reverse. Okay, I'm going to pull out another thing. Can we clarify the Knight of Swords, please? Okay, so we've got the Knight of Swords, and we have the Three of Swords here. So I feel like because the Knight of Swords represents the energy of you've got an idea, okay, and you're going to go run with it. And the Knight of Swords also represents a man who could be up to the age of like 25 or so, in their 20s, or, in that age group, or from their teens to their 20s, let's say around that age. And they're like they're very kind of, at that age, are a lot more like impulsive, wanting to take risk, wanting to go and explore and go and take opportunities to go and run with an idea or a thought, okay, and take that action. But it's in reverse. So as it's in reverse, it's kind of the opposite. So more likely to be stagnant, doubt yourself, doubt, that's the word, doubt yourself, doubt the idea. So even instead of going to pursue an idea and to go and think, right, I'm going to go and try, it's kind of like you're stopping yourself. But then I feel like with the Three of Swords next to it, and the Three of Swords represents loss, represents, thank you, Spirit. I see where it's going now. It's telling us now. With the Three of Swords, it represents loss, okay? So if it represents loss, it represents that lack. It represents pain. It represents hurt. you know, and maybe feelings of shame and hurt, all these things combined. If we have an idea, or if we have something or a question, or we want to, you know, we have something that we want to achieve, we want to explore, we have to take ourselves out of this energy. Because if we stay in this energy, and I remember we mentioned the new moon earlier as well. It's about the new moon represents that energy of, right, when you've got an idea, you want to focus on tuning yourself to the moon, and then you go through the stages of the moon's energy to help you to manifest. Okay, so in regards to the Knight of Swords being reversed, you're not in that. You're going to be that represents that energy of stagnant, stopping yourself, doubting yourself, you know. I also kind of get like being in a depressive state, being kind of just questioning yourself, and a lot of like an energy of self-doubt. And with that energy of self-doubt, and if we apply the law of attraction into it, that the Three of Swords combined with this energy will just further continue to spiral into that energy of lacking, not wanting to kind of explore, not wanting to explore, or to expand oneself. Okay, so let's see what else pops out in regards to this. Okay, yes, look, the Magician came out reverse. Look at that. The Magician came out the reverse, and so did the Hierophant and the Page of Pentacles. So I'm just going to turn them upright, okay? Because if we look at it in an upright, so we put this in order because it was this way. Okay, so we have the Magician the Magician was reversed, the Hierophant was reversed, the Page of Pentacles was also reversed. So with, let's say with the Magician now, the Magician represents that energy about you being a creator. You are a creator, okay? You're a creator. So if you, as a creator, you know, are not feeling that you can, let's say if there is an idea or something you want to manifest, and you don't know how you're going to get it, you know, this is where I feel like it's what Spirit wants us to is essentially tell us, if you've got something that you want to achieve, you want to work on, you might not know how you're going to get it. You might not know how you're going to get there. It's a big mystery, you know. How can one little idea turn into a, let's say, for example, a multi-million dollar kind of business opportunity, or how can I get from A to Z, you know? And I think when it comes to anything that we start in life, it always starts from a thought, you know, an initial thought. You know, if we think of all the businesses that we can look around, or products, just same way like the tarot cards, they all started from a thought. You may not have known how, maybe at the time was question how they would go about doing it, but everything starts with a thought, you know. But once you have the thought, then that's where self-belief has to come in. Self-belief and consistency and the willpower that you're willing to, even though you don't know how you're going to get there, you don't know how you're going to do it, you are going to try anyway, you know, and you're going to make the attempts, you know. So but as it's come out in reverse, this is the opposite of what we just discussed. So essentially, the Magician being in coming up reverse is telling us that if you're in this energy of lack, you know, of self-doubt, you questioning yourself, you questioning your belief, you're questioning your capabilities, you're questioning about how you can do things, can you achieve things, it's going to impact on your manifesting power of you being your own magician, that you can make things happen for yourself. You can go out and get there. You can go and get it. You can go and get that bag. You can go and make things happen for yourself. But if you don't have that oomph power, you know, that mojo, you know, that energy of saying, right, I'm gonna go out and figure out how I can get things done, you know, it's going to impact on you. It's going to impact on you also with the Hierophant energy, because the Hierophant energy, I always see it as like an elder who has knowledge of knowledge and power, okay, of worldly knowledge, education that can help to enhance you, you know, just same way if like you're going to a university or a college, or you know, where you want to kind of acquire the skills needed to pursue a particular career or interest of yours, okay. See the Hierophant as that person that is that kind of regulator, yeah, someone who's or a body or a government or a body of people, okay. But as it's in reverse, I feel like it's also, you know, this energy, it spirals into, it can spiral into your whole life of that you're lacking the self-belief, you're lacking that confidence, you're lacking the energy to feel that you can go out and maybe meet other people and network, because the confidence may not be there to go out and explore. And then that also impacts on with the Page of Pentacles, because the Page of Pentacles, I say, see it as your inner child. The Page of Pentacles is the youngest energy in the court cards, okay. But this is about, you know, like I see it as like the Page of Pentacles is like the apprentice. You know, you may not have all the skills, you may not have everything, you may still don't understand everything fully, like with the mystery, you know, things you might not be able to explain or have the experience, but you are willing and able to learn. You have that willpower. But as it's reversed, even it's impacting your energy, that vibrant youthful energy, that you're willing to go and take the risk and go and learn and take that time to go and really improve yourself. So this one was very interesting, because I feel like, you know, we can look into in lots of areas in our life, you know, where let's say if we've had a heartbreak, we've had a relationship that didn't go well, and then it can lead to, you know, where you just don't want to explore, you know, you can't maybe doubt and start to say things like or negative self-talk, like saying, oh, love is not for me. And you know, it essentially is kind of like, maybe that situation wasn't for you, but it doesn't mean that another love can prosper, you know. It might just mean you just need to, you know, go into the incubator a bit, you know, just to look after yourself, you know, work on one's healing, take that time to work on yourself and just get yourself back out there, you know. But then just recognize if you know, if the love that you received wasn't the love that you wanted, just maybe, right, let me just re-examine myself, let me check myself, you know, let me make sure that I'm pouring that unconditional love to myself and I'm embracing it for myself. You know, if you're a person who, you know, your love language, if your love language is physical touch, if your love language is words of affirmation, if your love language is acts of service, okay, are you doing those things to yourself? Are you looking in yourself, looking in the mirror and saying, I'm beautiful, I'm gorgeous, I am amazing, you know, I'm a brilliant manifesto, you know? Or if it's acts of service, are you buying yourself those gifts? Yeah, are you buying yourself those flowers? Are you buying yourself the box of chocolates? Are you buying yourself that nice bag? Are you buying yourself that nice pair of shoes? Are you buying yourself that nice meal? Are you doing these things? Are you doing these things? Are you doing these things for yourself? And I think that's a really good question to ask yourself. And, you know, you could take the time to put it in your journal and write, are you doing those things for yourself? Because if we are looking for these things externally and we're not doing it internally, there is a lack and we need to work on that. We need to recognize that. Why is it that we're not doing it for ourselves? what is there like, we might need to examine, is there an issue when it comes to our self-worth? Do we feel that we are good at, we deserve this, you know? And the more you pour into that, you know, you pour that energy and say, right, this is what I, you know, this is what I, who I am. You know, I love treating myself. I love looking after myself. I love, you know, maybe getting up in the morning and saying that I'm beautiful. I am beautiful, and I'm going to have a wonderful day. I'm going to have a wonderful day where many opportunities come my way to grow, to learn, to heal, you know? But it's essentially, we have to be just being mindful that, you know, if you are in that energy where you're feeling like you're you just don't seem to be able to manifest, or you seem like, right, I'm focusing on this goal, why haven't I, you know, why haven't I achieved it? Is maybe taking that time to think, bro, maybe I need to look at my personality in terms of, not even to say personality, but is there anything in your current personality? Because I say our personalities can change, you know, from different circumstances. You know, again, if we've had a loss, if you was a very bubbly personality, and you've had like some experiences where there was a loss, heartbreak, pain, it can then, you know, impact or hinder on that personality. And then you may lose that kind of bubbliness that, you know, that you know and loved, and it might take time that you need to come back and regain that personality, you know, and be the vibrant, quirky, bubbly person that you are. Okay? Because, you know, being your authentic self is key, it's important. And taking that time to recognize, maybe that's why it wasn't happening, because I wasn't taking that time to really be myself. I was thinking that I had to be something else in order to get it, or to be with someone. I felt like I had to impress them or please them so much to the point that I kind of lost myself in the process. Okay? And I feel, and it's just same way with the Hierophant, because the Hierophant can also represent marriage. If you, and let's say long-term commitment kind of relationship. So if you doubt yourself in that energy, that you don't feel that you can be loved in that way, that it can lead to a long-term committed relationship, then it's going to impact on the energies for you to draw it to you. Yeah, as well as having that kind of inner child energy of love and the feeling of love. And this message can kind of go, I would say, with you know, different areas in life, whether it's finance, just relationships that we have with people, relationships that we have with ourselves. Okay? And when it comes to back to that high priestess, sometimes we might not always have the answer for something. We may not always know how we're going to get to A, to B, to C, to D, you know. But it always starts with an idea. It always starts with you believing, you know, even if it can be, it comes across, your thought or your ambition or your idea or what it is that you want for yourself. It can sound maybe a bit ludicrous. It can sound, to somebody else, it can sound bizarre, or if someone else that you're talking to may feel like they might have, or might even be dealing with their own issues of self-doubt or self-sabotage, that you might feel vibrant like the Page of Pentacles and be willing to be the apprentice to go out and learn, and then you might realize that when you've then shared your idea with somebody, that they've kind of tampered your spirit by saying, oh, are you sure you can do this? Do you have the skills? And maybe over time, if you keep hearing that, it may then make you then kind of result into, well, I guess maybe I'll give up the idea, you know, I won't go any further with it. And I feel like it's really just telling you I feel like this message is really telling us, you know what, it doesn't matter how you know, how mysterious, how trivial something can be. just believe. Just believe. If you have an idea and you have good intentions, I'm going to sip on my latte. I don't think I mentioned latte, so I've got turmeric latte. If you would like a recipe, let me know, and we'll put it on, put it on for you all. But yes, like you know, it's really about, we might not know how we're gonna get to the final, to the end, or to the end of the race. But it's about believing in yourself and setting good intentions, and recognizing that, you know, once you set good intentions and you're doing it because it's for your best interest, and and your intentions are good, that is your start to you building something prosperous, you know, abundant, you know, for yourself, but not just for yourself, maybe it could also impact others as well. Okay, so I'm gonna pull out let's see what else comes out regarding this message. Let's see, look at that. Wow. So we've got the Seven of Swords has come out. The Seven of Swords has come out in this. And the Seven of Swords represents energy that can be like sneaky, shady behavior. But I feel like in regards to this message, it's telling us that sometimes if you're not sure about, let's say, if you've got an idea and you want to do something and you want to, sometimes you might have to, you have to move in silence. Okay, move in silence, just so you can just focus on what it is that you want to do. And maybe for some, they might go, oh, right, you're being very, very secretive about what you want to do and things like that. But sometimes you have to kind of go into this energy of, right, you know what, I was really on the go, wanting to go and be like the Knight of Swords, upright. Right, I've got this idea, I've got this thought, let me go run with it. And maybe a period of time you thought that you could do it, and then you just found lots of like barriers or blockages that was just really impacting on your ability to kind of go out there and manifest and make it happen, that it led to you just really feeling down and really feeling like you questioning yourself and things like that. And then maybe having peers around you that did kind of also display that same energy of self-sabotage, questioning, are you, oh, I don't think you can do this, I don't think you can do that, rather than maybe coming from a more supportive kind of tone and saying, you know what, I don't know how to do this, but maybe if we take the time to sit down, we could look at how we can make this happen. Maybe, are you willing to make any sacrifices when it comes to your time? Let's say, for example, are you willing to spend at least half an hour, 15 minutes to half an hour a day, or 3 days a week? Let's say it's maybe 3 days a week, to just kind of learn a particular area, a particular topic that will help you to get to stage one. After you complete stage one, are you willing and able to explore whether you can then, with the Hierophant energy, to go and find a course where you can go and learn from someone who is more equipped, more skilled, that way you can kind of reduce the learning by, let's say, 80%, 70%. Okay, are you willing to take on the energy of the Page of Pentacles when it comes to maybe starting a job that might be of a let's say the starting salary might be lower than you usually expect, but it will give you the experience needed so you can work as an apprentice and really get in, or if not, willing to maybe go and volunteer or go and find opportunities of where you can then grow and have a mentor that can support you along the way, you know. So with the Seven of Swords energy in regards to this situation, I see it as a positive, that it can help you to then, right, if you've had those experiences before, you now recognizing, right, you know what, I'm going to take this opportunity to just really just focus on myself. And I'm getting also the energy of like, because we're also approaching January, which is all about fitness. Okay, you know, a lot of people just, right after we've had the holidays, they all want to kind of just kind of get fit, and think, and then focus on, right, I want to have these goals. And you know, sometimes you might have been around people and they know, right, you've always said that you wanted to do this and you still haven't done it, you know. And sometimes that, you know, you're just like, this is not the energy that I want to hear. This is not what I want. This is not what I want to hear right now. I really want to focus on myself and my health and get better. And that sometimes is you taking the opportunity to say, right, you know what, I'm going to tune in to this energy of being the Seven of Swords. You know, my intention is not to be like shady to anyone or anything like that. I'm just taking the time to be like this. And just so I can focus on myself, because the more, you know, if I can get myself right and knowing that my intention is right, and I can start small, you know, smart goals. Yeah, we're all about smart goals around here. Okay, so being specific, being measurable, being achievable, being realistic, being time bound. And I just say, right, I'm going to dedicate myself. I'm going to you know, even if it means I'm going to have to just maybe, you know, do my workouts in the evenings, do my workouts on those quiet times, you know, I'm going to do it. I'm going to take that time to focus on it. Okay. So yes, there's that. And we're just going to quickly have a look and see what else the cards have to tell us. Okay. Let's see what other message comes out in the cards. Yeah, so we've got the Eight of Swords here. This is here, and essentially the Eight of Swords is really telling us, you know, we have to kind of, if we're not, we kind of have to we have to loosen any, let's say any thoughts or anything that's going to hinder us. Because again, when I said with the Seven of Swords being here, and it's kind of telling us, look, if there's something that we want to do, and we want to, I mean, as long as our intentions are good, and we want to kind of say, right, I want to go and learn this, I want to go and do this, I want to get fit, you know, maybe I want to go on some dates, I want to, or I want to work on myself and just generally feel better in myself, you know, maybe or you essentially just, right, I don't want to really tell anybody right now, I just want to just focus on myself, you know, as long as I'm like keep looking after myself, that's all that matters. But I feel like it's also you kind of coming out of your head. Like with the Eight of Swords, it's telling us to come out of our head, because sometimes we can overthink things so much to the point that it can lead to procrastination. But sometimes the overthinking is also part of wanting everything to be perfect. And if everything is not perfect, if we haven't kind of worked out every single nook and cranny of how it looks, then it can then lead us to then stopping ourselves from making things happen for ourselves, stopping ourselves from wanting to manifest, stopping ourselves from wanting to believe that we can find love, stopping from us from believing that we can then improve our finances, our career. Okay. So I feel like this is really telling us this energy. And also, there's a lot of swords energy. A lot of swords energy. And if we go back to this mystery, the Jamaican proverb about how water, you know, how does water finds itself in the belly of the pumpkin? You know, again, it's about that mystery. You know, something you can't always explain. You know, a high priestess, think of that. We can't always explain. But I feel like with there's a lot of swords energy. Yeah, there's a lot of swords energy here that it can kind of tell us that maybe, you know, it always starts with your idea. It always starts with a thought, and it's about really kind of getting yourself clear with what it is that you want to manifest, what it is that you want to bring into your existence, what it is that you want to bring into your world. Okay, so you can bring it to your existence, but the more clearer you are, the more clarity you have, the better. Yeah, so let's have a look and see what else the cards want to tell us. Is there any kind of lasting message that the cards want to tell us? Oh, we'll just create any lasting message. Oh, okay, so we got we've got the 10 of Wands, and we have the Knight of Pentacles. Okay, I'm just gonna have a look. We have the King of Cups in the front, and we've got the Hangman at the back. Okay, so I feel like this is really telling us, you recognizing, once you take that burden from yourself of, overthinking, doubting yourself, that can I make this happen? Can I make this idea come into fruition? When you shift that energy from yourself, okay, because if you, with the 10 of Wands, the 10 of Wands represents somebody holding all of this energy, of like, well, all of this kind of Wands energy. Like, there's got all these like wooden sticks, and there are on the wooden sticks you can see some leaves, so they are like, there is growth there, but there's also kind of maybe overworking yourself to the point where you're being overwhelmed, which is then can lead to stress. You could be very busy, and this, in this sense, I feel like you could be very busy with your thoughts, constantly overthinking, and maybe stopping yourself from even getting to, let me just get one of my ideas, and I'm gonna just see if I can make it happen anyway. And I feel like it's telling us, once you get out of this energy and you say, you know what, I'm going to be like the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles is the slowest knight in the deck, okay? And it's this energy of, I'm just going to take my time. I'm going to take my time. I'm going to use some SMART goals so that I'm specific, I'm measurable, I am achievable, I am realistic, and I'm time bound. I'm going to take my time, but I'm going to focus on one goal at one particular time, and I'm going to look at how I can make it happen, rather than working myself up with different thoughts, and then that thoughts impacting my feelings. I'm then going to look at how I can make small goals that I can maybe possibly achieve in the day, or I can achieve by the end of the week. If there is, let's say there is a show that I like to watch, instead of watching that show for that particular hour, I'm going to use that hour to go and learn something on the particular area of interest that I want to pursue. I'm going to take that time to make those little small sacrifices, those small sacrifices on, maybe, right, I'm going to not really tell anyone right now until I have actually have achieved my first couple of goals, and then I can see it actually coming into fruition. And once you take on that energy of saying, right, I'm gonna just take my time to look at how I can learn and make things happen, it then opens doors for you. It opens doors. Okay, it opens these doors that you then start believing that you can do things, that you can achieve things, that you can make things happen for yourself. You just have to start believing and churning that energy of consistency. Okay, and I feel like, even though with the Knight of Pentacles, it is the slowest in the deck, but it is consistent, and this is where we want to be. It's about working on that consistent energy, that C word, the consistency consistency. It can be challenging at times, but if you're willing and able to make small goals for yourself, whether it is something to do with maybe wanting to get healthier, maybe wanting to kind of expand your friend network, you wanting to bring more love into your life, if you're willing to kind of take these steps and say, right, you know, these are times in my day or my week or in the month that I can look at how I can maybe improve and take some time to learn or go on a course, you know, it will help you to then alleviate yourself from that kind of negative thoughts and feelings that then can impact on how you are as a person and how you feel. So taking time, whether it's maybe saying, right, I want to go and do some therapy, I would like to do some counseling in this area, I would like to go on a course to understand how I can improve my finances, understand how I can improve how I bring more, show more unconditional love to myself. You know, it could be a number of things, but you know, taking those small steps so that you can work towards being more consistent and also showing up for yourself more every time. Okay? Wow. I am kind of getting the message, like, I feel like this is now the end. And I don't know if you noticed, we've had one of the lights keeps blinking, 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 blinking as well. So we're going to end it here. But I hope the messages are resonating with you as a collective, you know, resonating. And you know what we do around here? Take what resonates and leave the rest. I saw it go around here. I saw it go around here. That, you know, this simply means, you know, the Jamaican Proverb just simply means, this is how it goes. Take what resonates and leave the rest. But if you haven't already, please like the video, okay? And subscribe to Gwan, Tara and T. You know, it's just a little free thing that you can do for the channel and to help us as a collective to grow bigger and bigger. And it helps YouTube to know that there are more people out there that love this content. And if you are listening to this via our audio, please also, you know, like and subscribe where you are, and come back to the YouTube channel and then click like, you know, the like and subscribe as well, so you are part of the love and light family at Wagwan, Tara and T. So come. So I hope you feel you are hydrated. You've used this as a really good time to just, like, you know, get some gems. Please share this with your friends and family. And remember, look after yourself and stay blessed. And no idea, no matter how small or how big or how no matter how bizarre it can sound, you know, if there is something that you want to do, and you have good intentions, go for it. Take small goals and you can make it happen. Okay? All right. So on that note, stay blessed, look after yourself, and I'll see you on the next one. Wagwan.